No, can't go over the spread. 1.7. What's going on? Spread. I'm not sure. I actually have no idea why they're so big at the minute.
Go for a toilet back a sec.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Morning, mate.
Well, Leon, how's it going?
Not bad, you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Oh.
You in one already?
Yep.
Was a keen, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Always keen, mate. Yeah, expecting some further downside. So what we were discussing yesterday, once we break that 4-hour support, once you get an actual candle closing below, we should in theory get a nice continuation. I know current 4 hours got no top wick, so that's why obviously we'd have to really expect price to continue down at this stage, but it should drive down based off the fact that we're not rejected into this area yet. Got closure below, so therefore we did that 4-hour candle did something the rest of the 4-hour candles couldn't do. Dailies as well, very much looking bearish. You can see the previous daily candle was very weak.
Yeah, that looks nice, isn't it?
Yeah, and then we should have this. We should have a nice move here, to be honest. I'm expecting this to actually continue down to about 161,600 for the day, or at least 162 for the day. But we'll see. That's what I'm expecting for the day. Well, that's what I'd like to see anyway.
Nice, broken that low.
Yeah, as price starts to move down, I'll then look to move stops above the previous day-minute candle, because that's also the current 4-hour as well.
Where's George? Is he in?
No George this morning. It's late. Did he
was
jump?
in a minute ago.
Oh, was
Yeah.
he? Oh,
Yeah.
how did your YouTube
Yeah,
go this
sorry.
morning?
Yeah, it was right, to be fair.
Yeah? Did you have anyone?
I had George or Scott watching, probably. That's it.
Oh, okay. Did you have anyone jump on, or?
I don't think so. I think one, before they come on, jumped on.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good little chat. We just discussed the options today and stuff like that, so
Nice.
definitely feel at ease, you know what I mean?
Feel relaxed, feel ready.
You're right, Leon, mate. How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Just trying to adjust to the world. Just woke up.
Yeah. Been a bit alright.
Yeah, you alright?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Yeah.
Yeah, keep going with the YouTube. It'll grow, you know.
Yeah.
It's quite early though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very early. I'm not expecting many people to come on and just do it for fun. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you're doing it for yourself, innit, at the end of the day.
Yeah, it gives me a lot more clarity when I talk through stuff. You know what I mean? You know what it's like when you're talking through stuff.
Yeah.
You get more out of it when you actually discussing instead of just thinking in your head.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of a accountability as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, what I need.
Yeah, probably at this stage wants to make a little bit of a deeper top wick in order for it to drive up. But even if this 30-minute close is bullish, it doesn't matter because we're still very heavily bearish. Just as long as the stops are in the right place, then you should be fine to allow for a little bit of pullback.
And you're right at this level, aren't you, where you've had projections?
Yeah, of course. So you've got to bear that in mind, isn't it?
George is saying that he's got a banging headache in his back.
Oh.
Back is soon, but he's gone to bed.
Oh, okay. Okay, George. Yes. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm tightening up the stop soon. Because I'm just thinking we don't really want the current 4 hour to make any form of top wick, really. Has to. I'd rather lose 14 and then look for a re-entry. Because if the current 4 hour does flip, then obviously we could start to push back into the range, and we wouldn't know how high up it would want to push at that stage.
Would have been nice for it to retest earlier in the candle and just smash down the first 30, didn't it?
Yep.
But it may not even want to make a top wick. That's the thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. To be honest, I prefer for this 30-minute just to realistically start driving down rather than pulling back. Because then how far are we going to pull back before we need to create resistance, or... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where are you from, sir? I'm from London. I'm from London. Where are you from? Where are you from, mate? Yeah, it's flipping back bearish at this stage. It's pretty good. So this is long. I think if this 5-minute candle it's closing like a weak bullish, not too bad. That's pretty good. So I think we should have the next candle driving down, hopefully, on this 5-minute candle. Do you have a trading community, Telegram or Discord? Yes, I have Discord, which is obviously part of my little trading community, HTG. So yeah, I do have a community. If you're interested in joining, it does say there, www.htgcommunity.com. So that give you access to the Discord, the Zooms, all the live trading, all the webinars, etc., etc. So yes. From India. Oh, nice. I thought trading was illegal in India, or is that just a rumor?
Maybe you can use like a VPN. I don't know if that makes any difference.
Oh, I'm not sure. I have no idea. How can I join? You go to the website and you sign up to the membership. That allows you to get access to the Discord and all the materials, educational material. So that is how you join. Yeah, it's looking a bit better now, isn't it? Just need this current 5-minute to drive down realistically. Not legal. Yeah, I didn't think it was legal. I thought it was illegal. So how'd you get around that? How do you? That's wrong though, isn't it? How they've made that illegal.
Yeah.
It's wrong, mate. They don't want their people. Well, And obviously most people would lose money, of course, by statistics, but obviously there'll be a few that wouldn't. It never seems fair to do that to people. You know what I mean? You've got to give everyone a chance to make a living. Right, I'm soon looking, once it re-breaks its lows, I'm going to move stops above the previous 30-minute candle. Just tighten them up a little bit. So once we start to see a bit of volume kicking, because we now come into the second half of the candle, this current 15-minute is looking like it wants to close bearish, but we're just not sure yet. It needs a little bit more volume in this current state. Minimum is 100 grand. What? Minimum 100 grand for what? No, there's no 100. I'm confused. Sorry.
Membership, isn't it?
Yeah. No, membership's definitely not 100 grand. The membership is about 25 a month each, minimum. Well,
So I'd like to see this 15 close bullish and then see the next one start closing, smashing down.
it may do that, to be fair.
Yeah. Then I think I'll get in. Or if not, wait for a pullback. See.
Yeah, I mean, this 15's not showing. And if we were going to have a mad bullish reaction, we would probably have this candle driving up pretty hard, but it's not, is it? But I am probably going to tighten the stops a little bit. So now it's going to be only about a 13 pip stop. Because I don't particularly want it coming back to like 500s.
Scott, you anything yet? Just waiting.
I want to see. Oh no, wait. Yeah, see, I don't want to see hard bullish reactions, but I'm happy for this to create further resistance and come down. But yeah, no, I'm not sure what you mean, Bri FX, what a minimum 100 grand means. Nothing to do with 100 grand. With joining the membership. There's not that much at all. Whatsoever. Right, new 15-minute candles forming up. So we do want to see more resistance form in order for price to continue down. I think if this 15 min closed below the support, I might have been okay for entry. However, the thing that turns me off is no 4-hour top wick. Yeah, 4-hour top wick is true. That's why I don't want to have too wide of a stop, and then we, you know,
it will push up higher.
yeah. So yeah, exactly. So I'd rather have like a tighter stop, get stopped, and then look for a re-entry. Because like we say, if this 4-hour wants to make a top wick, how deep of a top wick does it want to make? Does it want to come to 532? Do we need to have stops above the previous 4-hour? And if you're taking sells down here, you don't really want a 30 pip stop, you know, unless you're obviously going for a much bigger risk reward. But I'm not too worried about that. I'm more worried about, you know, can I get you know, a sell coming down. We had 30-minute break of the range. I was waiting to see if this 30-minute was going to close below, but it didn't. And then obviously this candle did, so I had to I knew that we could get a bullish candle pullback in this area, but obviously as long as it doesn't engulf or break that previous 30-minute high, then as long as some form of a resistance is formed within this candle or the lower time frames, we should then continue down. And I think as we come into 7 AM, I'm hoping that the 15-minute before can create some resistance, and then 7 AM may continue that move. Would be the ideal situation, I think. But obviously we know 7 also can pull back a bit further, so we have to wait and see. Brokers are working here with some other way methods. Thousand retails are trading. Okay, fair enough. So there are little ways around it. I saw it already. I entered the wrong site. My bad. Okay. Yeah. So you want to go to htgcommunity.com. That's the only website. In case there's some other scamming website of me. Yeah, see if the hourly closes below. Yeah, makes sense. GJ may test resistance. Yes, that's the thing. We may test the area we broke out from, which would mean from a lower time frame perspective that we're going to push back into the range, which obviously we don't want if we're going to if we're looking for a break of the range and a continuation. So that's why I'm chilling and making sure stops are nice and tight. But this is definitely important when we react here, because this was the little resistance formed on the 5 minute to drive us down. So we'll see how it sets up around here. Obviously, ideally, what we'd like to see is this 15 start coming down, looking to fill these wicks, maybe even break the low if there's a bit of volume. Ideal little situation. Does anybody else wake up with a really dry mouth?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a cup of tea.
Oh yeah, mate. I'll be there in a minute.
I literally wake up and just chug a litre, and I'm alright.
Do you? What, of water?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Because you are very dehydrated, isn't it, when you wake up?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's so true.
How old are you, Kelsey?
How old am I?
Yeah.
21.
When are you 22?
Next month.
Oh,
14th, yeah.
I thought you was a little bit older than. No, sorry.
What you age?
I'm 20. No, I'm 22.
22.
Yeah, I'm 23 in September.
I'd give to be 22 again.
Yeah, I do like this age. It's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good age, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've wasted my life.
You got plenty of time left, mate. Plenty of time.
How do you learn? You're in your 30s.
36.
Yeah.
Ooh. 36, eh?
Yeah. Good.
40's the one, innit? That's when you start picking up the pace.
Scott said he's 35.
Oh, really?
From Scott.
I'll put this here so we'll read it.
That's why it's good though, because like you've got people of wages here, innit?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But we're all adults at the end of the day. Just different ages of adults, I suppose. Very big stop loss. No, I don't think that's a big stop loss. It's only about a 13 pip stop loss.
Funny.
Yeah. Even a 20 pip stop loss is pretty standard at the minute for GJ. I think anyone getting 10 pips stop losses or under at the minute, unless you're using like super low time frame, I don't know how. Because it's been what's the word? There's been a lot of volume in the candles recently. Right, so we want this 15 to drive down, not necessarily make any sort of bottom wick for the 15 to go bullish. I think if we form a little minor resistance here, that'll be it. Should be an excellent move down, bearish. Which
Yep,
we need.
open.
Yeah, we need this 15 to close nice and strong.
Either it's going to happen now, or this 30 is going to close bullish, and then the next one might close. The next 15 or 30 after that might close bearish.
Yeah. Yeah. It all depends with 7 a.m. It's a real tricky one with 7 a.m. Sometimes it may smash down, sometimes it may pull back. It literally all depends. But yeah, we're just focusing on GJ today. I'm not really watching gold, or just can't really trade gold for sells until we're below 1861, to be honest, because we just don't really know if we're going to push down or we're going to create high support to drive up. So
that's what I was
yeah.
saying on the 1 hour. It seems like we're starting to try and form a high level support on the 1 hour. Potentially start rejecting this level there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Previous 4 hour rejected that support, so exactly, we don't know what's going to happen at this area at this stage. But yeah, I think sells below here would be a good shot. Right, so GJ obviously 15 I'm seeing is flipping back bullish at this stage, so it wants to close bullish by the look of it. I'm going to be interested to see how this closes.
what might happen is we might get a next count, but this one actually close bearish, and this one might break the high and then come down.
Do you reckon?
Potentially.
The only problem is I would have to have stops all the way up over here. Yeah, I'd rather keep it a little bit tighter and then look for a re-opportunity than maybe potentially lose much. The thing is, obviously I know where the right place to have stops is, but on this occasion that candle broke down. If we pull back in the range, we know that we can either reject this area, and this is going to be a deep liquidity grab to drive back bullish, and it will be a fake out on the 4 hour, or it's going to want to pull all the way back to like 540s, which you risk then hitting stop loss if your stops are around that sort of zone or area, which is no good. So it's going to be much better to just sort of give it 2 attempts type thing. But I think we should be alright to say that this shouldn't necessarily push back in the range. If it was going to do that, I don't see why it would have broken out so early. Made a little low here. It's not really we've had a 6 pip drawdown max. Like, I wouldn't say that's necessarily showing me signs of rejection at this stage. You can sense rejection, when you just it taps a level and then it just starts to move really heavy. That's when you can be like, okay, maybe we're gonna pull back quite hard here. But at this current stage, it seems okay. You know what I'm saying? So we just have to see how this last 5 minutes sets up, ready for 7. Yeah, I think this last 5 minute candle is going to be key.
Yeah, 5 minutes looking right though. It's still holding.
Still holding bearish market structure. But you may find if we get a break of this little 5 minute area, you may find at that stage we will get the pullback to the previous range. So you have to bear that in mind if you're already in a sell like me. But if you're not, then you're waiting to see, okay, how's this 15 going to close? What's the 5 minute structure looking like? Can I have this 15 minute candle give me an option to get into a trade? Where then you're going to use your stop loss as well. This is all the things you have to consider. Right, don't know if to go toilet now or to wait. I think I'll wait for a minute. Because I do need a cup of tea soon, I'll tell you now. The mouth is so dry. Yeah, I definitely think this 30 is probably going to close bullish. So it all depends, I suppose, on how strong of a bullish candle it closes. To see, but yeah, we'll see what 7 AM does anyway. I'm hoping that it can just sort of smash down, to be honest. That's the ideal situation, isn't it? You want to see 7 AM really give you that smashing factor. See that volume coming in. It's ideal. Okay, we've got 3 minutes left for this candle to close. Yeah, I mean this next 15 minutes hardly showing signs of harsh rejection at this stage so far.
Just don't know what seven's going to do, and it could just smash down. It could just smash off.
Yeah, it could smash up. Yeah, that's the thing with 7 a.m. Most times it's gonna go with you, but there's that time where it's gonna pull back quite hard. So you just have to see. Well, sometimes 7 a.m. is a dud. Sometimes 7 doesn't do anything. All depends. All depends. Here we go. So it looks like it wants to drive up a little bit in the last 5 minutes. So that's okay. Sorry, last 2 minutes. I just don't particularly want to see it break this 5-minute level, but I mean, you know, I'm basing the trade off the 30-minute, but obviously this 5-minute level, of course, is going to be important. It's all about structure. But I'll be interested to see where we close up. Because it's retracing hard now in this last minute here. Stop what you're doing. Yeah, so potentially 7 a.m. may create a wick up and then hopefully drive down. That's what I'd like to see, to be honest. But we'll see how this 5-minute closes. See if it can respect this bearish little 5-minute zone. May want to break above it, we'll see. If it breaks above it, there's definitely a higher probability it's going to come and hit stops. But I'd love to see a little wick and then for 7 just to smash down would be the ideal. But for those obviously waiting for sells, still got a little bit of waiting to do, I think, at this stage. Okay, so yeah, we're definitely getting this 30-minute closing bullish. Definitely closing bullish. 15-minute also closing bullish. So yeah, we don't know yet what's going to happen. What we don't want is 7 a.m. to create a wick down, really, to, you know, but we'll just see. Because we're still very valid in this position.
I just end up filling the wick on a 1 hour and continue.
Yeah, exactly. So you just don't know. You just don't know. Go GJ, yes, go GJ. Oh, did I hear like a mouse talk then? Like really quietly.
A mouse?
No, like you know, like when someone speaks really quiet, like whispers.
Oh, do I?
Oh. Sounded like it. I might be wrong. Yeah, it's 5 minutes coming down, heavy. Yeah, 7 a.m. is looking like it wants to smash down people. Or hopefully it's not a bottom wick.
Highly doubt it.
Yeah, yeah. Usually when 7 comes down like this, Kelsey's right, it should just fill the 1 hour. But you do have to bear in mind it can be a wick. Not that you close the trade if it flipped, but you know, you have to bear in mind, okay, now it's starting to look very like a rejection. Because now you have to bear in mind that a support has been formed. So you know your new range becomes this. This is your new range at this stage. So either we break down here for further continued sells, or it respects here. Well, where's it going to go? Well, it's going to push into the range. It's going to range. But it's only the first 5 minutes. It's already broken the low. Yeah, it's tricky to tell at this stage. Very tricky to tell. Really just want to see volume.
It's JPY bank holiday again, isn't it?
Is it?
Do you know that could be? I'm going to start looking at is does JPY present some weird price movement just in a day?
Maybe.
Because yesterday was in our session it was quite a weird price action.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely pushing down at this stage.
Once it breaks that low, you should be right.
Oh yeah, it's broken the low. See, I got TP at one. Oh, we had about 6 pips there. TP at 157. Yep. So I got TP down over here. So we're moving into profit. Got around. You can see here. Got around 5, 6, 4. So we'll see. Put that down here. Got a lot of stuff on my screen. So yeah, since it's broken the 30-minute low, this should continue down at this stage for sure. If this started to flip now, I'd be very concerned at that stage. But there you go. So yeah, it jumped to about 6 and then it sort of retraced a little bit. But it's only what, the first 5 minutes. So I think let's let this 5-minute candle close up. Then we should get a little continuation of movement, hopefully. We always say hopefully, because you never know. If it needs to tap into a certain rejection area, then you're going to get heavy rejection. You're going to get mad liquidity grabs, which is no good for no one. That's what I want to be careful about.
It's only a minor level, that level though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a minor level. It's definitely a minor level, but you just never know what price wants to tap into. So have to play it by ear. But it's good that it started to move into a bit of profit. And you know, the 1 hour's already filled. The 1 hour wick broke that low. So yeah, I mean, at this stage, I don't see why it can't continue down. Just need this 5-minute candle to settle up because it's being very choppy at this stage. But it's kind of what we expected 7 AM to do, right? So it looks like pre 7 AM was a bit of a pullback, and then it looks like 7 AM was setting up for this move to the downside. But looking like finding a bit of rejection here at this stage. So we'll just see. I think those looking for sells, you're now looking for closes below this kind of level here. But what if this 15 starts to flip though, that is going to be dangerous. Tell you now, super dangerous. So yeah, we really want to see this 15 end up closing strong. But yeah, it can retrace. We'll see. See how this 5-minute closes up. Then the next 5-minute candle needs to obviously close strong as well. See, it's not the best 5-minute close for how much it moved, if you think about it, because you have over half of the candle is a wick, just under half is body. So it does suggest there was some form of rejection there. So we want to see potentially how this 15-minute candle closes at this stage to determine. But we did move about 6, 7 pips into profit, but it's very quick movements. So you basically want to see this new 5-minute candle now getting closes below these lows, structural lows on the 5, in order for price to continue down. So you've clearly seen now that we've had rejection in this area. So we did, although that 5-minute candle closed above, you know, the fact that we've had this candle, you now know this is the fresh rejection area on the 5-minute. So now you want to see this 5-minute candle close down over here, something like this, below this level, and then you can have the next one probably will create a wick and a pullback, and then look to drive down. Then you may get your 15-minute option, but we'll see. I am definitely gonna have to go to the toilet in a sec. So I am busted. But let's say we get 5-minute breaks into above that level, you definitely could look at managing your position if you wanted to. You don't have to, but if you wanted to, because if you think about it, you know, if 7 AM is going to reject in the same area that we had this resistance formed here on the lower time frames, this is your zone that needs to be respected. If 5-minute closed up over here, how would your 30-minute look? Well, it would be a mad wick, and it would be flipping bullish, and it would look like it would want to come back to this area here, which is where our stops are, which is just here. So we don't want that. We do not want that. So it's definitely opportunity to manage risk in any case. Most definitely opportunity to manage risk. But now the first 5 minutes is settled up, we'll now get a bit more of a gauge what it wants to do.
I really thought that 1 hour was just going to carry on, to be honest.
Yeah,
Smashing down.
so did I. So did I. But who knows what it wants to do. But I'm definitely going to be wary if this 15 starts to flip, because that would show sign of rejection at this stage. Because 2 previous hourlies have got no top wick, shows straight sell pressure. But then obviously it's not the end of the world this 1 hour making a wick, but obviously that would suggest then that we're going to flip this 30. Now that doesn't look so appealing. It means the current 15 is going to flip. Does not look appealing at all. And then that means the 5 minute is probably going to break this level, which is our key level for on the 5 minute lower time frame, in order for price to continue down from a structural perspective. So we are definitely in an important area for sure. So you're gonna have to keep an eye on it. Because if that 5 minutes of rejection, this 5 minute will drive up, and if it does, the 15 is going to flip, and it's going to be not a nice situation, because it shouldn't be doing that. You know, when price breaks lows, it's clearly breaking the lows, you expect price to continue down. You don't want to see candles flipping in this way.
Where impulses get done.
Yeah, it's where impulses get hurt. And you know, obviously sometimes you have confirmation and it does this, but you know in the back of your mind that you stuck to the right decision, so to speak. But when it's impulses, you'll always kid yourself and think, oh well, if I just wait for candles to close, you know, if you're waiting for the 15, you're probably going to be in a much safer position now than necessarily me. Even though I took a 30-minute confirmation, you know, if this 15 closes bearish, you're definitely going to have a nice sell today. But if it doesn't, and it starts to flip bullish, it's going to be a very, very difficult day today. So it is very important what happens here, to be honest. I do apologise for the running commentary, but I know you lot will get bored otherwise. See what I mean about this 5 minute? Just not looking good, is it? 7 AM's looking like that was a wick for something. Tapped into that level. Oh, this is so dangerous.
I'm not going to be in this right now.
Nah.
I suppose you've got quite a tight stop anyway, so it ain't that
Yeah,
bad.
it's not too bad, but at the end of the day, I do not like it. I don't like the way it's moving at this stage, but we'll go with it. We've got to go with it.
But at least the 1 hour should make a top wick. Hopefully it isn't big if you...
Hopefully that's all it needs. It's a 1 hour top wick. Good morning, good morning. How's it going? Yes. Yes, in order for the 15 to close bearish, it just basically has to have this candle come back below this kind of level. Mm, 15 flipping over here. Yeah, definitely tricky at this stage. The problem is all these wicks, but obviously we have to expect them to break based on the confirmation that we have from the 4 hour. So that's why we're expecting price to continue down. Otherwise, of course, I'd be very concerned about these wicks, because they are wick rejections that created the upside move. It's just the fact that we broke that gives us an opportunity to look for sells. So we shall see. But that'll be a very choppy 7 AM if this decides to come back down again. But won't be a bad thing. Allah loves you. Thank you very much.
I think he must be in the trade as well.
Yeah, must be.
Do you remember the chat before where it used to be so many people saying stuff?
Just
There were like 100 people in there.
yeah, but just absolute, just chatting rubbish.
Oh yeah, some rubbish.
Just talking dumb
Shit
questions. Yeah, I know. I remember the days, mate. I remember the days.
Do you remember HFX? It's just the binary options.
Oh, mate. Oh, don't.
That done your head in.
Best day of my life when I changed the name.
Yeah.
That was the most annoying time ever. The thing is, I still to this day prefer HFX. It suits, it's short, it's to the point. But then the minute I didn't realise, obviously I'd heard of binary options, but I didn't realise it was called HFX. Of course, when I got bombarded with all these, I just was like, oh, it's just not even worth it, man. It's just annoying. You know, I only want people messaging me about forex, not bloody binary options. I couldn't give a damn about binary options. You know what I mean? But yeah, it got annoying, mate. So I was like, just one day I'd had enough, and I was like, yeah, I've got to change the name. I've absolutely had enough.
Yeah, it was annoying when I first come across you. I was trying to find you, and all I found was this other company.
And to do with IML as well.
Yeah,
Sure.
the other
Not
thing,
the best.
yeah, the other thing, annoying thing as well is that loads of people like put like scams about it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it kind of made me look like I was in that boat when I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Offering genuine services. And then you've got these guys that, you know, genuinely are trying to scam people under the name HFX. Yeah, this 15 is just, I don't know
What is it doing?
I have no idea. But we're still respecting better structure, but I just don't know.
It hasn't flipped either.
Nah, it's a weird one, isn't it?
Very strange candle that. You caught anything, Leon, today?
No, mate. No, just waiting.
Still waiting.
What is this for a close? Oh, there you go. Now it's
Yeah, it's
actually flipped. So yeah, you can see at this stage, potentially, this could end up being a loss. So if you want to manage risk, then now's your chance, really, to be honest. In my opinion, anyway. But if you want to hold and still use the same confirmations, then obviously you've got to do that. But in my opinion, if you don't like the fact that the 30 minutes broken the low, we moved into profit, and now it's starting to flip. 1 hour was also starting to flip. You have an opportunity to manage your risk at that stage. But I'm giving you the option to understand that. But for me, I'm quite happy to hold because I've got a quite tight stop. It's above the current 4 hour. As long as we respect the current 4 hour high, there's still a possibility we can continue down. But definitely do not like the way 7 a.m. has rejected in this manner. The 1 hour candle as well. So yeah, I mean, and then what would I say for a re-entry? Well, clearly we want to see breaks of this support here. So let's say this 30 minute ended up just wanting to make a wick, and then it does come back down and closes bearish, something like that. That would be a good enough opportunity for a re-entry. You can have stops above that candle, and then you really have to expect the price to then continue dropping. So it may be a case of it wanted to just make a top wick, but the way the 15 flipped in that way, I'm not so sure. We'd have
Thinking dig closes no wick though, so you don't know if that was just a pullback and now we're going to get the push down.
yeah, could have been a little liquidity situation there going on. I mean, we would have smashed up if it was a proper liquidity grab rejection, but there's definitely rejection there because it broke down below all the lows and then it flipped bullish. So you have to definitely bear that in mind. Right, I'm down for a toilet, but I also want to keep an eye on it.
Just took out the Asian lows, didn't it? And then
Yeah.
it's-
It sweeped it, which is not good. You know, when you see it,
open, it just smashed down though.
yeah,
The
but we got a fair while, so we'd have
short
to
way.
we have to make sure then that we don't come back in the range before open, which how tricky is that going to be? We don't know. The best case scenario now is to see this 5 minute candle show good strong signs of volume, start coming back into this 5 minute range. The 15-minute candle stays bearish and slowly makes its way back down to like 336, and then if it's looking like it wants to close below that level, coming into the close of the candle, then you're going to be getting ready for a nice setup. Then you can have your 30-minute also closing below. So we basically want this 30-minute to close bearish is what we want basically. Like, we know what the first 15-minute did, but we want this 30-minute to close bearish. We want this hourly to stay bearish. If that was all it needed, was a top wick, fine, but just now you got to come back down. If we start to see this 15-minute tap there and then start to flip, rejecting, it's going to be a very difficult trade. In fact, I would not say it's got a very low probability of playing out. Right, I think I'm going to go to the toilet in a minute. So I'm busted. Need a drink soon as well, I'll tell you now. Whoa. So yeah, never good this situation. But like I said, people definitely had the opportunity to manage risk and get out if they don't like this at this stage. But I'm just waiting to see if we're gonna reject somewhere. So obviously I haven't stopped above the current 4-hour, but yeah, I don't like the look of it now, to be honest. So we are approaching stops. Oh, it stopped me with spread. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Again, just like last time.
Yeah, and it has officially broke it now. So we wait. We wait now at this stage. So yeah, trade 1 minus 2 losses this week. Obviously we had a little win yesterday after the stream, but damn it. What was that? How much of a loss was that? Yeah, about the same as yesterday, 13 pips. So yeah, now we look for a re-entry. So yeah, for a re-entry, I'd want to see a break below 334, or if we do get a solid bearish candle closure, but I mean a solid resistance forming, something like this, then we can look to take further sells to continue down and fill that wick and continue. So it may just be a case of a little bit early, but it definitely broke that 4-hour, the current 4-hour high, which is no good. And I wouldn't want to leave stops up over here because we just don't know yet. But yeah, you can see it's tapped that level, starting to flip up. So yeah, I may wait for this 15 to close up and then see. If we get a nice solid bearish close, then I'll look to take re-entries. But obviously if the 30-minute closes back in the range, then we know that it is what it is at that stage. Right, so while we wait for that to happen, we've got like 8 minutes. Let me run to the toilet real quick, then we'll wait and see. But today the sells could have easily played out. You know, we had the 7 AM candle drive down. It's very rare that it does something like that, where it breaks all the lows and then rejects a certain level. So yeah, it does happen sometimes, but it's not a common thing. It's quite a rare thing. Yeah, I'd still be interested for a re-entry opportunity with a bearish candle closer, as so. look to take sales potentially on the break of the lows, or if you look for a little top wick as it flips, that's obviously going to be a target. Stop loss now, you could definitely have probably above the range, somewhere over here, or if you want to use current, 15-minute stops, that's still pretty good. But you have to wait and see. All depends, and the candle close. Alright, I'll be back in like 3 minutes.
It'd be funny if that 4 hour just wants to make that tiny top wick before it comes down. Yeah, I didn't trust it earlier.
No, I've seen it drop loads, and then last sort of hour, it's just come back to make that top wick. I never trust it when it's got no top wick, especially the 4 hour.
Thing is, I think now it may decide to come down. I'm probably looking for a sell below 316, which is like 30-minute support, 1 hour support coming into open. But if this 15 can close pretty good, I might be in off that because it's creating another resistance.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's just like, yeah, when that entry at 6:30 for me, I don't like seeing multiple candles in one direction, and we already kind of had a 20-pip push right like a support level, so I don't want to get in that. But if the volume was there, it would have took it down. It nearly did, just off that level to the left. But the structure's still there, though, on the 15. If we do create resistance here, could be the start of the push down. But I would want to see the 30. The thing is, the 30 close is just dodgy at the moment. It's closing pretty much on a doji weak. Stops probably want them up around 5:30. Let's have a look. Essentially, tough one.
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd rather
It looks clean below 162, 100. You know, wait for to get below there. Looks good for sales.
Yeah.
Nice and clean, isn't it?
Really nice range, yeah, between there and like 161, 660, I think. Quite a nice clean range for that. It's definitely going to be patient. I'd rather the 4 hour retest 540 first. But I think, I don't know if we're going to get that at this point. I think this might be the start of where we start to push down. So I'm going to get ready. Not what GJ's like sometimes. Oh, look at that. Really thinking it was going to come down then. But clearly ain't ready. I'd rather see this anyway. We can get this 30 close and above 450, the next one close below 450. That's a pretty good sign. The 1 hour might even close bearish. Everything will be in our direction again. Wait. It's tough though because obviously you're looking on the higher time frames and you just think it's going to dump. Just when is it going to dump? A lot of wicks on the 4 hour looking left.
You know it's going to at some point, don't you? Just come and clean that range up, that gap there.
Yeah.
But you just, how much messing about is it going to do before?
I think open will give us a really big push, but we just need the confirmation. Probably in the next half an hour. But I still think I want to see the pullback finished. It's always risky when you're not sure if the pullback's done, because you might get a 15-minute resistance form, but the next candle can still come up close to 30. Like if this next candle, the 15 closes like a resistance, but it's a bottom width for the 30 to flip, then it's going to keep pushing up. We've caught out that loads of times. Mine, yeah. More than the chart is lagging from the broker that he's using compared to your broker. Which one are you on? Are you on TradingView or Anda? Because I think I'm on FXCM. I think he's on the same. But to be honest, I just stay on the same chart on TradingView because you don't want to switch between which one you're using for entries. As long as you stick to the same one, most of the time you'll be good, even if that's your meta trader. It definitely varies sometimes though. Looking around, I see what you're saying. Pretty similar at the moment to me. I'm liking this close back above where we started the session, so obviously no buys, it's just a case of hopefully tapping a bit higher and then getting some resistance to finish that hour. It may not even come down, we may reject off this level and that'll be it, but would expect it still to head down today, to be honest.
Yeah, it probably will come down, I think. But the thing is, it needs liquidity to fuel the move down. And this, yeah, as it's, you know, you've got this to the left, you've got this, all this liquidity sitting there.
Yeah.
So I think you can expect that to get swept. Tap into this level that he's got at like 162, 350, I think, and then.
You mean this level here?
I can't see anything.
Is it higher?
Yeah, higher, that level up there, the sort of the a bit higher. So I would, the way I would look at it is I would think, right, you've got all this liquidity from this drop down. I'd look at it and think that's going to get taken out. This high of that little sort of that little sort of downtrend, that is inducement into this level that you've got, the top level. So I would look at it and think, right, it wants to get the liquidity, it's going to sweep this, tap into that level there, which is an unmitigated wick, which swept liquidity.
Nice.
Yeah, makes sense. That's what I would think.
Yeah, I think first level I'm looking at is this 4 hour breakout level. That couple tap into this and reject off it. If not, we probably are going to find our way up to like a bit higher. But I think just based off, we should be getting a move down at some point in the open. I don't know how far we'll pull back. ideally, I wouldn't mind how far it pulls back. I just want to now see closures back below 450 really for sells, because then we're back below that level and we've had a pullback. Then we can retest the low, continue with volume. I think it's set up quite nicely. It's just a matter of, can we get move in the next.
What's your confirmation for sales then? If you get a 15-minute close, bearish close, or a 30-minute bearish close?
I think, but based off that 30 closing back above here, I'll pretty much see a 30 close back below that level. Because if a 15 now closes below there, I know it's not likely now, but it's smashed up. But if we have a 15-minute bearish, it is creating resistance, but the 30 could just be making a bottom wick. So it could then just smash back up to here, and then the 30 closes with a wick. And then you say, well, I should have waited for the 30. But yeah, I think a close back below 450 for me is going to be good enough.
Yeah.
Originally, I was wanting to see a close below like a 15 or 30 close below 315. Wasn't too worried about the level it's rejected from now, I think, because it hasn't even closed below 315 yet. I think if we get close below there, it should break the lows from 260. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
But it's definitely no buys. We're very, very bearish.
No, I don't think you should buy it.
No.
What I'm saying is the way I look at it is it wants to take out that before going down,
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know. It's a bit of a waiting game on that, I think.
Yeah, like you could definitely take a buy based on the previous candle, but when I do that against trend, it just sometimes can fuck me up. So.
Yeah, I used to do that all the time. The sales didn't play out, so I'd take a buy. And then,
it's very easy just to look at the chart, take a trade because you think it's going to go a certain way, but you've got to keep in mind everything else.
Yeah, you've got to wait for the confirmation, haven't you?
Yeah. Because usually your confirmation does come. It's just a matter of, can you wait that a couple of hours and not take a trade? That's silly.
How long have you been trading for, Kelsey?
Started learning end of 2018. Traded a different way till I'd say summer of 2019, and then I took nearly a year off because I was just like, this is, you know what it's like when you start doubting yourself and you struggle, and then it come back when lockdown come. Started trading price action, and then H helped me quite a lot, and then I've been doing a London session for around 2 years, but then only GJ for about a year and a half. So I was doing GCAD, wasn't I, for 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
I was really struggling with that. I was probably break even on it. It was just a lot of weird movements. It's very much in a higher time frame range. So when you try and identify which direction we're going to head in the higher time frames, you can get quite confused. So I've just tended to stay away from that now and just went for GJ. Very happy I did.
Yeah, I used to trade G, J, and GA. GA was...
Yeah.
It looks really nice because the candles, there's a lot of volume in each candle, but it just wicks you out and then goes. It's very frustrating pair.
Yeah. Yes, I think GJ is a very nice pair to trade. I think H looking at GN, that's definitely harder, but if you figure it out, I think you can trade it. I think if I was to look at GCAD now, I'd understand it a bit more because I'm better at holding trades and not getting out all the time based off certain things.
Yeah, I really like GU. GU's a nice pair. I think you got to trade GU a different way though. I used to try and trade breakouts on it, and it didn't really work. I think it's
a lot of people do well.
Yeah. But we'll get there, mate. We're all gonna make it.
We're gonna make it. Yeah, you know it.
Like to know when.
Yeah. Yeah. At this point, I don't really think about when it's gonna be that I end up making a lot of money. I think as long as you just keep trying to get better day by day.
Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? I mean, initially when you get into it, it all gets a bit you start thinking about, oh, this is good, I'm going to make a living out of this, and then you realise it's not that easy, and you start to think about, after a certain amount of time, you start to think about, okay, well, if I can only just get good at this, then I can start, putting some money into it.
Yeah.
But it's been a long old road, mate.
It is a long process, isn't it?
Taking a lot of hits.
It'll make it all worthwhile, though. That's when it's going to be good. You look back and, wow, like 5 years have gone by.
Yeah, that's what I think. I just think it's just part of the process, And I do feel like every time I make a mistake and, I reflect on it, I do get better. Like, I improve from that. So, it's got to keep going, isn't it?
Definitely. In tune FX markets got 27 pips, 163, 480. Sell entry 5-minute rejection at 2 a.m. Sick. Well, pretty much at this price level again. Let's have a look. Don't know if 2 a.m. is my time as well, but 163, 480. Oh, that's kind of up here. This is earlier. Yeah. Oh yeah, it would have been. Yeah, there was some nice rejections collected in there, weren't there? And that was a nice sell. Some good options actually in Asian for GJ. We had a massive consolidation, a lot of rejections to the upside, then we started breaking high time frames. That was pretty nice. Yeah, it's testing that 500 level at the moment. It's definitely been slow though. Expected more volume.
I quite like Asian, to be honest, because it doesn't move fast, but it doesn't really have the volume to break through levels, so you can get a lot of sort of sales from resistance and stuff like that. Yeah,
it's a lot less frantic. You probably just handles like close as you would expect, rather than do some craziness like now and there you go.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I seen what GJ's done. I think it was obviously my original stops would have been hit, so it was good to get out with a much smaller loss. But I had two losses this week. I don't think it's necessarily done anything wrong. I just think it's market. But there's
May.
Yeah, May's always a tough one. I didn't choose the right month to up the lot sizes, did I?
But stick with it now, mate.
Oh yeah, you gotta stick with it. Oh, I don't care, because I know at the end of the day, like my wins are much bigger than than most of my losses at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
How's your new setup, Kelsey?
Oh, it's great. It's so much better, yeah.
What did you get?
I just got a pre-built one. I think it's the same as H's. Predator 3000.
Okay.
It's nice.
I was thinking about building my own, and I was like, really, just can't be bothered. I'll just build my own one in the future. Just want to get one for now and just get established.
Oh yeah, you could, and the thing is, you could easily sell it on if you wanted to change it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like these monitors and that.
Yeah, the monitors are great though. 4K.
Oh,
I can't believe I was not getting one earlier.
Yeah, and it's quality now, innit? Do you see what I mean when I said about you got to get the PC set up?
You wouldn't even realise if you wouldn't even think a trading view chart would look much different between HD and 4K,
but it does. Yeah, it does. Right, gold's still in that little range anyway. Exactly where we said. Wait for sales below 1862 area, so it's not doing that. GN just. But GJ's been a pain today. I really thought, when 7 smashed down, I was thinking, beautiful. That's gonna run very nice, but it just really didn't, did it?
Open goes back below 450.
Yeah.
So I just don't know about a 15-minute. It could. I think it's whipped up nicely now, but I would rather the 30.
Yeah, the 30 is gonna be better.
1 hour still bullish.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, there is. The 15 is going to be a tricky one to close back below, but it could work out.
That's golf. I think.
Yeah, you need some form of or you need a solid candle, to be honest. So the only other thing I was thinking was, obviously, usually you know how I put stops above the whole range. So the whole range, right? The range we come into during the session, I would have had some stops here, but I didn't agree with having stops all over here when I'm taking sells here, knowing we could do this. So I'd much rather take the shorter loss than be sat in all that drawdown than for there to be a further entry anyway, and then I'd be like, oh, I'm just, that's further confirmation. I'd rather have that and then take a re-entry. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not quite sure about this 15 minute. It'd have to close decently.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to use current 15 minute stops, really. So it does become very tricky at this stage.
Just saying, because the first was back in the range, it could mean that could be the bottom wick. But the thing is, it's already made a nice top wick in this situation.
Yeah.
So you're not going to come back to break that owner high.
No.
Because the structure as well, it's looking like potential. We have to hope it's not smashing down on the next 15. I don't want to miss a move.
No, that's right. You don't want to miss. If the 15 minute gives you the opportunity, it gives you the opportunity. But if the 30 minute, depends. It depends. It's
hopefully it at least engulfs the previous candle.
Mm.
Because then it shows that maybe close below 407 to the left.
Such a tricky one.
Such a hard one. Rather close bullish, really. Next one close
bullish.
Yeah.
And then you have the 30 closing below, and then we've got a target down over here. And then we should have an easy sell at that stage. Yeah, I'd rather this at 15 close inside the range. Problem is, if it closes like that, and then the next candle drops, you're gonna go, yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, either drive down, which is fair enough, and we can get a re-entry, or what would be the re-entry? How much would the stops be? Yeah, about the same again, 12, 13, probably with spread. So we're looking for a 1-to-1 again. Yeah, you basically get the wick fill, which should be an easy move, but it's starting to close like a healthier 15-minute candle now.
Yeah.
What are you thinking if it closes like that?
Probably get in now. I want it to close below 407, but I might wait for a wick, and then if it drives down, then get in.
Maybe it's a case.
Good.
It's a decent closure. I think I'm gonna agree with you. Wait to see if this can wick up first,
yep.
And then maybe I'll take it as it breaks the low at 411.
I think that's the safer option. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be the safer option here. Because you don't want this 5 minute driving back up again and respecting this little bullish structure. Because if I took the sell straight away, I'd instantly be like, bit of drawdown. The 1 hour could end up closing back above. Not a ideal situation. So we definitely want to see. You're in?
Yep.
Right, I'm going to wait just a little bit more. I think I want to see it break that low. I'm going to go with the break of the previous low, 409. Like that will make much of a difference, but just shows a little bit more volume to me. I don't usually take that entry style, but I think on this occasion it's appropriate.
I should wait for break the low possibly. We'll see. Got decent stops in there.
Yeah, you got decent stops either way. But yeah, it's either that or it's going to do it towards the second half, and then that will confirm how the 30 is going to close back below the range, and then we should have open smash down, to be honest. If it doesn't, that'll be a tricky day, 2 hours in one day.
Yeah, that'll be a hard day.
Yeah, which hasn't happened for a while, so I mean, I'm technically due a day like that, but it has not happened in a long while.
hope you can get a re-entry again, because if you catch the wind,
yeah, gonna be laughing,
gonna be right in you.
Yeah, boy. Let's see. She's got a very small wick at this stage. Got some breakfast soon as well. Slowly making its way down.
What's your job then, H?
I do damp, mate.
Damp.
Yeah. Like as in we treat damp basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I broke the low.
Yeah, it broke the low, yeah. Yeah, I entered a sell for a second opportunity for price to continue down. Should continue down at this stage. Oh, nice.
My stop's a bit higher at the moment. I'm about 580.
Nice.
I'm looking for a push coming into open properly, so I'm gonna set my.
Just hopefully we can stay bearish for this 30-minute closure.
As long as we get that.
Yeah, I've only actually got like a 12 pip stop, to be fair. So we'll see what happens.
You in this? You still waiting for something else? I thought you were saying.
It's definitely a resistance formed at this stage. Resistance form, close back below the range. You've got a target in mind. Should continue down, and then if you get the 15-minute closing below that 300 level, you should have opened, smashed down. To be completely honest.
Yeah, I think it's going along with structure.
Yeah.
This should play out.
Yeah. As long as the 30-minute can close below the range, it should be good. Just want to see how we react to these sort of 5-minute levels as we coming down. Right, I'm in a bit of a tricky one because I've actually got me breakfast ready. So what am I gonna do?
What you got?
A bit of scrambled egg.
Scrambled egg.
Yeah, boy.
So we'll listen to you eat scrambled egg on stream.
Yeah, I've got to go grab it. Gotta go grab it. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this.
Yeah, this 30 can't close back below 450, then I don't think I'll stay in this trade.
Yeah, I wouldn't see the benefit of holding that position if it can't do that. So yeah, my current TP is at around right here. That's where my current TP is. So we'll see. Right, I'm gonna just go grab that. I'll be back. Hopefully it don't smash up and hit stops, or hopefully it runs down and smashes TP in a sec. But yeah, I'll be back in like 2 secs, guys. Bear with me. Hopefully I come back to see it smash TP, yeah?
Let's hope so.
We will hope so. Yeah, I bloody do hope so. Right. Because the thing is that this loss is going to be less. Sorry, the win's going to be less than the first loss. So I'm definitely going to come out a little bit negative today, but it's only by like a tenner, so it's not too bad.
It's alright.
Yeah, and which is cool. But I have to stick to the whole one-to-one thing. You know what I mean? I could go for a little bit more, but it's not really worth it because then you'd say, "Oh, I had my one-to-one, and I didn't take it." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, we really need to make sure this 15 and 30 closes bearish though. But yeah, 2 secs, I'll be back.
I still want to retest 550. That's why I've got my stop slightly higher, like 580, just in case it does want to tap back into that 4 hour.
Was it 8 minutes to open? Can you hear me breathing?
No.
I do worry with this headset. Right. Oh boy.
This is pushing up quick. Thing is, if I look back at this, I'll just say I knew the 15 could be the bottom wick of the 30. That would be the killer. I'm hoping this is just a whip though. But it may not be at this point. That's disgusting.
Your stop's a bit higher than H's, isn't it?
Yeah, H is probably getting stopped now. Wasn't sure it's going to retest this area now. It's coming close. This is horrible. I wasn't expecting this. That was unexpected. I need to. My stops need to be adjusted. See, it stopped me there. Yeah, it stopped me out. Wow.
So frustrating, isn't it?
Didn't expect that at all.
Yeah.
What was that?
Missed the first one. You wait for the confirmation, and then it just.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
I should have waited for the 30 though, because I did say about the 15 it could be the bottom wick of the 30. We'll have to just see what comes into the next 10 minutes, see what it does. Because I can still look for a re-entry, but H will be done for today at this point. Maybe it does need to retest this 4 hour level first. We'll see. Still willing to give it another go, but it'll probably have to come after open now. What is that? Yeah, the resistance didn't hold clearly. Clearly isn't respecting it right now. I was thinking with structure, like the 15-minute did look fairly. I didn't want to miss the 15-minute, but obviously maybe I shouldn't have my stops as high because I took a bigger loss with my loss. Yeah, like 18, I think. That's quite a lot. Can we see this reject? It's always hard to start. I say it's always hard to start the month as well because like you don't know what the sentiment is coming into this month. You got to try to understand what it's likely to do. Last couple of days.
One loss, one win for me.
today. Is that overall profit?
Yeah. 1 hour loss and 0.6 win, but I took 20% of 4 hours, so probably like a 7 hour. I'm in one now actually.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Lend you mine.
Still hopeful for GJ. Can we get a re-entry?
You got to, if it closes, if you get some bearish closes now, it's I feel it's got to, isn't it? It's come up high enough.
Yeah.
It's rejected.
What I'm saying is though, I think what I should have done, if 15 closed below here, I get in. If it didn't, then I don't, because it clearly is reacting off that level.
Yeah.
So that's what I should have done. Just not getting off the 15 unless I got that confirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be surprised if this just smashes up today. Like the 4 hour would be. That wouldn't make much sense. To be honest, potentially. Don't know. Just have the probability in it. Sometimes it ain't gonna play out. But ain't good for me. I've had 2 losses. Didn't get a re-entry yesterday, and then got 2 days left. Can't be chasing your week at that point. Got to just accept the loss. Yeah, we get 30 back below 450. I'm in. It's clearly not going up. It's just retesting that 4 hour level. That's what I think. Oh, nice. I'll have a look at that.
Getting better at it. Definitely getting better.
Nice, yeah.
Not there yet. Not confident enough yet.
That one at the moment's playing out.
Oh,
yeah.
GJ.
I know.
Oh well. Two small losses really. Could have been. It's basically equivalent of what
One
a big
loss.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not bothered. I think it was worth a shot. Obviously, we know now. Waiting for the 30 would have been, you know, that would have been good. I mean, I'm not gonna take anything now at this stage. I've had my 2 trades, but re-entries would be
below,
or this now. But we may get a fake out. Yeah, we may get a fake out on the 4 hour now. You know, but. I mean, obviously the best buys you're going to get is going to be above this 4 hour level. We're over here. But you never know. I mean, we may now start to come down with open. This may just been a pullback prior to. And then now we're going to we wanted to just retest that area we broke out from. And then now want to come down. But if it is, I'm not going to touch it today. I'm done for the day. I'm actually going to call it a day here in a sec. But yeah, that's obviously it's not ideal taking two L's, but yeah, it's nothing new. Been there, done that. I definitely think that one was worth a shot. But I just didn't want to get in off the close. I wanted to see a top wick. I wanted to see it break the low, and then I was expecting, okay, as long as the 30 can close below before open, we should be alright. But yeah, I mean at this stage, London Open can do anything. The only other option was, but I don't think it was a good option, was taking buys based off the fake out play, but you needed a 20 pip 1-to-1, it's only moved 12. You had to then therefore target all the way back up at that resistance, but that may still play. And then if that happens, you know, you can look at that, but that's very contradicting considering the 4 hour, you know, previous 4 hour, etc. So yeah, I wouldn't usually look for that. If it was a bullish trend and then we got the bullish fake out, I'd be interested, but it didn't really. Yeah. Look at monthly. Do the simple monthly time frame. Please take a peek. Okay, we'll look at the monthly. Yeah, we know the monthly is obviously bullish, but we know that we're due a pullback. And if you look at the weekly, previous weekly close bearish, would do a bit of a downside, but it was the daily that created this opportunity for me to look for sells. Look how weak that daily closed. Look at the last time we did that candle structure. What happened? We smashed down. So that was kind of the whole basis of the trade. Same with this idea. Then you had the 4-hour break of the support. So the bearish, the bias was heavily bearish. You know, heavily bearish on a intraday perspective. But you can see now lower time frames are moving bullish, and it looks like if you would have taken buys based off the fake out 30-minute, that would have played. But that doesn't usually play like that. It's usually a case of you'll have a bullish bias and a bullish fake out. But then we could argue coming into those rejection area, although that 4-hour candle broke down into it, it did react to the same rejections again. You know, we just didn't have the volume there today. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, oh well, doesn't matter. No, I don't use the fib, mate. I don't use the fib. I'm not interested in fibs. I read candles. But yeah, after that hourly close as well, definitely negated it. So yeah, at this stage, it was quite clear that the next hourly was gonna drive up, I suppose, at this stage. But yeah. So there you go. Little learning lesson. I'm sure today there's going to be a lot of lessons to be learned. But the first sells for me was definitely my definite 100% would take that tomorrow. The secondary sells I think was just worth a shot based off still respecting bearish structure and that we should continue down, but it didn't. So I mean, yeah, it is what it is, and now it's driving up. But yeah, there you go. So YouTube, we're gonna end it here. Just quickly before we go, so Kelsey's going to be doing a continued London session stream. So if you head over to his YouTube page, which I'm going to put up for you on screen now. Hold on.
Yeah, I'll be probably looking for a re-entry still, so I'll be waiting on that.
Okay.
See what we do on GJ.
If my Google Chrome wants to load.
Oh.
Just quickly, because I've bloody YouTube, man, or Google, sorry. Let's see. Yeah, so go. Here it is. Go and subscribe to Kelsey's YouTube. He's going to be carrying on the London session live stream. Make sure you give him a few views. Drop him a subscription. So yeah, it's Wilksy_FX. This one right here. So make sure you subscribe and join his stream. That's going to be continued. Alright guys, thanks very much YouTube. Take care, and we'll see everybody tomorrow.